Hello, welcome to Psalm Blog. Psalm 23, Facing Death. There are many guides to life, but when they face death, they all turn back, because in the end, they're only guides to life and no more. But here in this psalm, there's a guide who is a companion even through death. The psalmist writes, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." The writer begins this well-known psalm by referring to God as a guiding shepherd. He leads me, he feeds me, he gives me water. But when the sheep faces a deep, dark valley, perhaps a narrow ravine that's subject to sudden floods, maybe there's overhanging rocks, branches where there's wolves, lions, bears hiding, the tone of this hymn changes. Becomes much more personal. It's no longer about him and he, but I and you. The guide has become much more than a guide. He's become a companion and a friend. Imagine the lone traveller, or the nervous sheep, how they would appreciate the presence of a well-prepared companion as he wends his way through this deep, dark, narrow valley, carrying perhaps in one hand a staff for support, and in the other hand, a cudgel, an iron-headed cudgel, a really effective defence against wild animals. If the valley was a frightening place to be, think how much more death is a thing that we fear. We avoid thinking about it. We're embarrassed about it. We worship youth. And sometimes we rush from one anti-cancer health fad or diet to another. We joke about death. We make light of it. All because without God, we have no answers, and the spirit inside us longs for life to go on. We're not made for non-existence. But the Christian hope is a solid hope, and it offers real comfort in the face of death. Jesus Christ died and rose from the dead, doing something else no other guide to life has ever done. He walked through the valley of the shadow of death himself, and so he can take us through it too. And if we are with him, we do not need to fear or grieve quite like the rest of the human race. Grieve, yes, but not in the same way, not hopeless grief. We have a joyful and real hope. The Apostle Paul wrote this to the church in Thessalonica in Greece. "Do not grieve like the rest of mankind, who have no hope. For we believe that Jesus died and rose again, and so we believe that God will bring with Jesus those who have fallen asleep in him." Through our guide, Jesus Christ, we can face death, even death, with hope, comfort and reassurance.